The Roth IRA is one of the best investment vehicles, hands down. Hands down, you can't tell me nothing different. I'm sold. I'll explain why. What's good, YouTube? I go by the name of Q. If you're unfamiliar, if you are familiar, shout out to you. Welcome back to the channel. The Roth IRA. Roth meaning post-tax, meaning after tax. IRA meaning individual retirement account. One of the best investment vehicles. One of the best investment vehicles. And this is what I mean. An IRA is basically a super mall, a shopping mall. The mall itself, the big entity, is your account. What's inside of that mall? A bunch of different stores, a bunch of different companies, a bunch of different businesses. Those are your investments. So within an IRA, you can invest in multiple different things. You can invest in individual stocks. You can invest in bonds, ETFs, index funds, mutual funds. You can even invest in crypto. Yes, you can invest in cryptocurrency within an IRA because 2020 is just the world we live in now. If you're opening an account, if you're opening an account, that's a tongue twister. If you're opening an account as a single individual, single meaning not married, your AGI, annual gross income, cannot exceed $139,000. Otherwise, you won't qualify. If you make $140K as a single individual, no Roth for you. If you're married and trying to open an account, your AGI, annual gross income, cannot exceed $206,000. If you make $207,000 as a married couple, no Roth for you. So it gets more interesting. It's going to get more and more interesting. If you're 50 years of age or younger, the max allowed amount, the most money you're allowed to contribute to a Roth IRA is $6,000 annually. $6K per year if you're 50 years of age or younger. If you're 51 and older, you can contribute $7,000 per year. $7K per year if you're 51 years of age or older. And if you're 17, then you just gotta wait till you're 18 because you can't contribute to a Roth unless you're 18 years of age or older. What excites me the most and what sold me on the Roth IRA is how tax efficient and how flexible it is. So the Roth, I mentioned in the beginning of this video that it means post-tax, after tax. So whatever contributions you make into your Roth IRA, it will be taxed. It will be taxed. You'll have to pay a tax in order to invest within a Roth IRA. But on the back end, you can withdraw contributions tax-free. You can withdraw capital gains tax-free, but you have to wait until the age of 59 and a half. With that being said, the contributions are much different than the capital gains. At any time, as long as you've had your account for 5 years or longer, you can withdraw your contributions penalty-free and tax-free to do whatever you want with. If you just need to take some money out because you might be hurting or there might be a hardship, there's caveats to it. Do your own research. I'm not going to go into all of that here, but just know if you've had your account for longer than 5 years, you can withdraw your contributions only, penalty and tax-free. And if you decide to touch your capital gains, which is the money you made on the money that you contributed, might be some penalties and there might be some taxes involved with that. With that being said, try to keep your hands off that money. Yes, the account is very flexible. You can do a lot of things with it, like I said at the beginning of this video, but it's an IRA, individual retirement account. All right, retirement. That's what it was made for. That's what it was designed for. That's the whole purpose, is retirement. So when you make your contributions, keep in mind that I'm not going to touch this money. I'm going to try my best not to touch this money because the longer it's in there, the more time you give it to grow. You get paid, the capital gains, the contributions and the capital gains, that grows tax-free. So when it's time for you to retire and start making withdrawals, you give your money that much longer to grow and your nest egg is that much bigger. Now, I mentioned withdrawals. Here's another beautiful thing about the Roth IRA that this excites me. So the Roth IRA does not require a minimum withdrawal at any point. any point at all. So you can just leave your money in there and it's going to continue to grow. It's going to continue to grow even after 59 and a half, even after 60, even after 70, even after 80. As long as you live, that money is just going to keep growing, and nobody is forcing you to withdraw that money. That's another beautiful thing about the Roth IRA. Now, this is not investment advice. This is not investment advice. This is just logical finance talk from a logical individual. The earlier you start investing, the better. If I was 18 years old and I had any knowledge about investing, believe me, I would have started investing back then, but I had no knowledge. I had no knowledge. I was not knowledgeable at all. I didn't know anything about anything investment wise, especially a Roth. Like, the only thing I knew about a Roth was the Rothschild family, and I know about the Rothschild wine because I drink it to this day. But when I found out about the Roth IRA 3 years ago, I found out 3 years ago. When I found out, I was just like, man, why has nobody told me this? Why have I never heard about this until I was surfing the web and learning things on YouTube and Google? But I wasn't even in the position to invest back then, but I kept the knowledge. I kept the knowledge because I knew when it was my time to start investing, that was going to be one of the vehicles I use, and that's one of the vehicles that I currently use to this day. I'll give you a quick breakdown and show why it's better to start investing earlier versus waiting. Because time in the market is very important. If you start investing at the age of 18 all the way through the age of 60, that's 42 years at a modest 8% ROI, return on investment. You'd only be contributing $252,000 of your own money. $252,000. That $252,000 contribution would then turn into $6,385,549. That's how you become a millionaire. Now, I'll use myself as an example. 30 years old. At the age of 30, if you contribute $6,000 per year from the age of 30 through the age of 60, at a modest 8% ROI, return on investment, that's $180,000 that you're contributing up front. That $180,000 would only turn into $1,811,278. You see that difference? You see that difference? And that's all because of time. That's all because of time, compound interest, your money, that money making more money over time. It's going to keep growing. It's going to keep growing. That's not even including the extra $1,000 per year that you're allowed to contribute after the age of 50. So think about that. Think about that. Now, if you've been following me for some time, then you know I had a personal goal for 2020 to open my very first Roth IRA, and that goal was accomplished. I accomplished that goal. I also had a goal to max out my Roth IRA, and I'm not quite on track. I'm not quite on track, to be honest, but it depends on how my hustle goes. Currently, I have invested $1,200 in my Roth IRA, and it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling. It's got me, you know what I mean? I'm feeling like I'm doing something. I'm feeling like I'm doing a little something. $1,200 out of $6,000. I have all the way through April of 2021 to max out my Roth for the year of 2020. That's just how that works. I can't explain it. Like I said, do your own research. $6,000 is what I'm aiming for, and I'm going to try my best to max it out. But right now, I have $1,200 invested, and it's a good feeling. But my current investments within that IRA is VTI, which is an ETF. It's the Vanguard Total Stock Market ETF. And I have VYM, which is the Vanguard High Yield Dividend ETF. Those are my two favorites. They're performing really, really well, and they're very diverse. I'm not going to go over it in this video, but just know that they're diversified. I'll make a video about that if that's something y'all want to see. Matter of fact, I feel like a lot of people don't even know what ETFs are, so I will make a video about that in the future. But at the end of the day, I hope this video helps you. I really do, because like I said, if I would have known about the Roth IRA when I was 18 years old, I'd have been sitting on a pretty penny right now. But at the end of the day, you don't know what you don't know. And I'm an advocate. I'm a huge advocate for starting where you are with what you have, which is exactly what I'm doing. So I hope this video helped you. Let me know in the comments what you have in your IRA. Let me know if you even knew what an IRA was before this video. And let's just keep the conversation going. Like this video if you like it. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Also follow me on Instagram. I post every single day on IG. So if you want to keep up with me over there, Q Makes It Happen on IG. Follow your boy. I go by the name of Q. And like I always say, if Q can make it happen, you can make it happen. I'll let y'all next video. Peace.